Good day, St. Martin. I'm Yesenia Lasso.
And I'm also Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of St. Martin News Desk, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
Fresh off the weekend, let's dive right into our top headlines. In her Constitution Day address, Finance Minister the Honorable Marinka Gums emphasized the need for St. Martin to do more to honor its 14-year journey as an autonomous country within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Reflecting on the history behind 10-10-10, she highlighted how the path to self-governance started decades before, in 1985, when Dr. Claude Watty supported Aruba's move towards its own autonomy. Despite St. Martin's progress, she pointed out that the country has been playing catch-up in building its institutions since 2010. Minister Gums urged citizens to strengthen the Constitution's principles by ensuring that its mandate, such as approving a national anthem and elevating English to equal status with Dutch, are fulfilled. She noted the imbalance between the two official languages and called for courage in implementing changes that reflect St. Martin's identity. She also emphasized that the Constitution is a living document representing shared values and commitment to democracy, good governance, and justice. The minister closed with a challenge for St. Martiners to engage more actively in creating a more inclusive and democratic society. Constitution Day, she said, should remind everyone that the journey of self-determination is ongoing. To truly honor the nation's founding document, the people must embody the values it enshrines and strive to create a culture where every voice counts.
Finance Minister the Honorable Marinka Gums has expressed dismay over the decision of 5 St. Martin MPs to vote against the ENNIA outline agreement, which was designed to provide significant financial relief to the country. Former Finance Minister and current MP Adwal Irion was among the dissenters, despite having signed the original agreement. Gums pointed out the irony in Irion's reversal, accusing him of petty politics and questioning his commitment to St. Martin's best interests. She highlighted the Curaçao's parliament had unanimously approved the same agreement just one day after St. Martin's vote. Minister Gums emphasized that the deal, which includes a saving of 37 million guilders and a matching right for Mullet Bay's potential sale, was crafted to protect St. Martin's financial future. She criticized Irion's previous statement about lacking emotional attachment to Mullet Bay, calling it a missed opportunity to secure the land for future generations. Gums further underscored the significance of the agreement, which guarantees a reduced interest rate on COVID-19 loans, potentially saving St. Martin's 180 million guilders over 15 years. The minister expressed frustration for the 5 MPs that had voted against these crucial benefits, including the preservation of Mullet Bay and the much-needed financial relief. She concluded by emphasizing the importance of the agreement, which will allow St. Martin to redirect resources towards our critical needs while alleviating long-term debt burdens.
Member of Parliament MP Darrell York has criticized the government for approving a tax holiday for a major developer while imposing austerity measures on vital sectors. In the October 10th budget debate, York expressed frustration over the administration's decision, noting that budget cuts totaling over 30 million guilders, including a 13.1 million guilder reduction in education funding, are impacting crucial services. York highlighted the inconsistency in the government's stance, as some coalition members previously opposed tax breaks for large corporations. York argued that while large companies benefit from these tax holidays, small business owners, GEBE customers, and essential public service workers are facing mounting financial pressures. He questioned why the government hasn't offered similar tax relief to startups and small businesses during their critical early years. With sectors like education, public safety, and utilities under strain, York labeled the decision a betrayal of the small man, who continues to be squeezed by rising costs and limited support. The MP called for a budget that reflects fairness and prioritizes the needs of the people. He urged the government to reconsider its focus on corporate interests and provide greater support to struggling citizens and small businesses. York emphasized that balanced fiscal policies are essential for creating a just and sustainable future for all St. Martiners.
NVGB has clarified false reports circulating on social media suggesting that the company's power plant was on fire. In a statement on Saturday, GEBE explained that the smoke seen in the video was caused by a failure of the turbocharger on engine 18, resulting in temporary smoke emission, not a fire. The company acknowledged public concerns but assured residents that the situation was under control. Due to the engine failure, some areas experienced power outages on Saturday. NVGBE stated that the efforts were underway to restore power as quickly as possible, and the technical team is actively working to resolve the issues and maintain reliable services to the affected areas. NVGBE emphasized its commitment to transparency and reassured the public that they would be informed of any further developments. The company urged residents to disregard the false reports and trust in their communication channels for accurate updates.
Hello, my people. Make sure you tune in to Sit, Sip, and Chat every Monday at 5 p.m. on TV 15 and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
And make sure tune in to the Late Night Show with Andrew Dick from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. with a repeat in the afternoon for no reason. In the afternoon, the Late Night Show at 3 p.m. Thank you, TV 15.
Thank you, TV 15. Make sure to tune in
Make sure tune in to the Late Night.
and Sit, Sip, and Chat.
Late Night.
Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on TV 15 and across other social media platforms.
I'm Jasenia Lassiter, wishing you a wonderful week.
Stay friendly, St. Martin.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see if the flavor can enhance any moment. And at the first bite, the party began. We repeated the experiment during the day, during business hours, on weekends, with sunshine, with rain. It's confirmed any moment can be a KFC moment.
Of the arrival hall at the Princess Juliana International Airport has been confirmed for Friday, October 18th, after a slight delay. Originally set for October 15th, the new date allows for additional testing and final adjustments to the St. Martin's integrated entry systems. Despite some post-launch tweaks, both the airport and the immigration department assured passengers of a smooth experience. The project involved collaborations between several entities, including the Immigration Border Protection Services, Ministry of TEAT, Vision Box, Gamma IT Aruba, and BNIP. Passengers can expect enhanced border control systems and improved services upon arrival.
Early Friday morning, October 11th, a police patrol in Well Road responded to gunshots and pursued a gray SUV fleeing the scene. The high-speed chase ended in a head-on collision on Arch Road when another patrol attempted to block the fleeing vehicle. Both police vehicles were severely damaged in the crash. One officer sustained minor injuries and was taken to Simar Medical Center where he was later released. The suspect, AAL, was unharmed and has been taken into custody for further investigation. The St. Martin Police Force is requesting anyone with information about the incident to contact the station or call the anonymous tip line at 9300 as they continue the investigation into the case.
Early Saturday morning, October 12, two motorcycle riders tragically lost their lives in a crash on the 80 Illich Road. Police received multiple calls around 5 a.m. reporting the accident, where a motorcycle collided with a GEBE meter house near a supermarket. Upon arrival, police and ambulance services found a male and female rider lying on the ground with severe injuries. Sadly, both victims were declared dead on the scene due to the impact of the crash. The traffic department has launched an investigation to determine the circumstances leading to the accident. Further details will be released as the investigation progresses.
On Saturday afternoon around 3 p.m., an armed robbery took place at a jewelry store on Front Street. 4 robbers dressed in black and wearing helmets stormed the store, smashing jewelry cases with hammers. After grabbing valuables, the robbers fled in the direction of Oyster Pond. Police patrol immediately notified the gendarmerie, who joined the efforts to intercept the suspects. One of the suspects was spotted and apprehended in the Corralita area on the French side of the island and handed over to French authorities. The investigation into the armed robbery is ongoing as detectives work to locate the remaining suspects. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. The outlook through Wednesday morning is fair to partly cloudy, warm and humid with brief isolated showers possible. Easterly winds with a light to moderate breeze of 6 to 14 miles per hour. Dry and stable conditions will limit rainfall while hot and humid weather persist. Stay hydrated and avoid prolonged sun exposure. Light Saharan dust will affect the region for the next 24 or so hours. Persons with allergies or respiratory conditions should remain vigilant. Slight to moderate seas is expected through the next few days. Small craft operators and swimmers should exercise caution. Special weather features include a tropical wave, Invest 94L, over the eastern tropic Atlantic as a low to medium 10 to 40% chance of formation over the next 2 to 7 days. A tropical depression may form within the coming days. The Met Department of St. Martin will continue to monitor this system and update the public accordingly. Now let's take a look at our tropical weather update by Mr. Brian Shields.
Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for being part of this channel. I hope you're doing well in the wake of a lot of these hurricanes we've had. Watching 2 spots out there. If you've been joining us the last few days, all on track, right? Everything on track. Watching this area here that has flared up. Thank you for the comments. I've been watching some of the rain, San Andres, Providencia, parts of Belize yesterday, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. This is an area that may develop some, and then it will increase our chance of rain for us in Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Bahamas, some rain now. Now for the Bahamas, northern and eastern Caribbean, I'm watching this second area. I want to show you this. There's a higher likelihood this does develop. There's not a lot with it now, right? There's a little spin out there, but not a lot now in the short term. But this is the spot that is going to continue to move to the west. Now, the end game on this, I'm still not certain because I need to see it kind of develop first. But over the next few days, I'll be able to fine tune where this area is going to go with plenty of time. So if it impacts us in parts of the islands over toward the Bahamas, I'll give you well advanced kind of notice on exactly what's going to happen. But here it is. Here we are in Barbados, Dominica, Trinidad, Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, Puerto Rico, Haiti, and the DR. And you see this spot here, but look at this orange shading here. A lot of dry air. So in the short term, as this rolls into that, it's not going to develop today and tomorrow. But once this gets through the dry air and closer to us in the Caribbean, that's when it could start to develop. So this is the spot I want to track first, and then I'll swing back here. So kind of one at a time. You get a look at this area here as this moves its way generally to the west. The European model eventually has this becoming a tropical storm near the northern Caribbean. The American model does the same thing. Canadian model sees an area of rain rain, kind of a lot in the way of rain, but not quite development. The Icon model also has us becoming a tropical storm. So a higher likelihood it becomes a tropical storm, potentially a hurricane, but that's kind of still a wait and see on that. Now, what I'm going to do here, I know I'm going to block this a little bit. I want to start with that one, but watching this area here, and I'm going to zoom down into the Caribbean. So for us in Central America, back in the Western Caribbean, Jamaica, I'm going to zoom down in a moment on this, but just kind of highlighting this area now. And you see how it's not a whole lot. Going out in time, you can keep an eye, depending on where you live, on a spot on the map on where you are. This is by the time we get into Wednesday. So you see here on Wednesday, still the rain here, according to the American model. And then you see this area here starting to flare up. So a couple days from now, right, it gets on the other side of that dry air. So unfortunately, conditions are more conducive. This time of year, though, a lot of fronts across the U.S. Oftentimes that blocks things from coming into the U.S., but it will be the timing of those fronts that will be critical down the road. Now, as we work our way into Thursday, watching us in the northeastern Caribbean, I showed you those squiggly lines showing that this area will get close to us in the northeastern Caribbean. I'll be watching out for just how close it's going to get. And all of this moisture here, whether or not it does develop, this is mainly going to be swinging underneath these fronts, generally back toward the west. So as we look at the pattern here, let's get into later this week. This is Friday. At the least, we should see increased rain in parts of the northern and northeastern Caribbean. If you're in Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, U.S. British Virgin Islands, Antigua, Barbuda, Anguilla, St. Martin, down through, say, St. Kitts and Nevis, we're watching this area very carefully. Here are the fronts of the north. Here's this area here. The American model still does want to develop this. We'll cover that more in a moment. But then you see here, the American model tries to make this some sort of compactor, smaller tropical storm, potentially a hurricane. These fronts here trying to protect the U.S., but watching the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and again, Hispaniola back through Puerto Rico. By the time we get into the weekend, there could be a named system very nearby. Now, of course, that's alarming. Let's wait and see. Give me another day. Tomorrow, I'll let you know if we need to go into monitor mode, if we need to do some kind of more stuff. But give me one day just to kind of fine-tune this further. There's going to be a front nearby here, and a lot of times this all kind of gets tied together. You see, by Sunday, looks like just a whole lot of rain around. This may kind of get tied into the front and move away, or it misses the front and just continues to work its way off to the west. This is 6-7 days from now, so I just need at least another day to kind of fine-tune that track.
Hi, Mom. How are you? But Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl.
TLM has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package. Is that so?
Guess what?
I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price. I guess I'm making a switch now.
Let me call you back, Mom.
Hey Tash, you hear about TLM new postpaid plans?
Police are investigating an accident on Sugar Garden Road where a police truck crashed into a container to avoid hitting a fallen scooter rider. The incident occurred when the scooter rider slipped on a patch of oil and fell while heading towards Phillipsburg. A gray police pickup driving behind the scooter made a sudden maneuver to avoid running over the rider, leading to the truck colliding with a roadside container. Both the scooter rider and the police truck driver sustained minor injuries and were treated on site by paramedics. The police noted that several complaints had been made about gravel and oil spills on public roads. The traffic department is now investigating the accident and the road conditions contributing to it.
The Honorable Minister of Justice Lyndon C.J. Lewis expressed deep condolences following several tragic events over the weekend in St. Martin. In a statement, he addressed the public safety concerns while offering support to the affected families. The minister mourned the deaths of Michael Brown, head of permits at Vromi, and his partner, who tragically died in a motorcycle accident. An investigation is underway to determine the cause of the crash. In another incident, a police truck crashed while avoiding a fallen scooter rider on Sucker Garden Road, highlighting concerns about road safety, particularly oil spills. The Honorable Minister Lewis also condemned a jewelry store robbery on the front street, where one suspect was apprehended. Lastly, the minister expressed sorrow over a suicide and called for more mental health support across the island. He stressed the importance of addressing public safety and mental health moving forward.
The Nature Foundation, St. Martin, and the Ministry of Vromi have jointly condemned the illegal deforestation of mangroves that occurred on Friday morning. A group of taxi drivers reportedly cut down over 200 square meters of primarily white mangroves to enhance the tourist experience at the birding platform near the salt pond. Nature Foundation officials responding to reports emphasized that no civil works permit was issued for the mangrove destruction, which is under Vromi's management. A video surfaced where an individual associated with a taxi association took responsibility, claiming the act was part of a collaborative cleanup effort. However, Maya Friday, president of the Dutch St. Martin Taxi Association, condemned the action, stated it was done without her knowledge or consent. While the individuals may have had good intentions, Nature Foundation stressed the environmental damage inflicted on vital mangrove habitats, which play a crucial role in the ecosystem, health, and tourism. They called for a formal investigation into the incident and urged the public to report any further illegal activities. The Ministry of Vromi reminded citizens that significant civil works require an approved permit, stressing the importance of environmental protection.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on TV 15, then across social media platforms and all Alexa devices globally. I'm Alston Lawrence.
And I'm Jasenia Lassero, wishing you a wonderful week. See you next time.
Stay friendly, St. Martin.